Alrighty, welcome to Checking In on You. Today we're going to be talking about the different types of income. The other day on our page, Ask OC2, I was shocked when people chimed in and said that the only income they knew about was work. And, here again, my life has been a different road, a different path, a different journey. And in doing my research with my partner and producer in a group of radio stations that we're going to be bringing to Las Vegas very shortly from the East Coast, we're going to be setting up a West Coast version. And as we went through it, we both saw something that we knew in another form, but not in this form. And what I'm talking about is when I started in business, there was 5 or 6 categories of income. And I'm going to do some further research in this and see exactly what's going on, because these people manipulate a lot of things and they manipulate a lot of money out of our pockets. And I think that is what is occurring here, because now they're saying, the powers that be, the accounting arena, the economics arena, those experts that built this system that is falling apart as we speak. It is hey Solace, how we doing? How are you doing, rather? So it's down now to 3 categories of income that they say exist. The people in the arena, the people that make those decisions. What I'm trying to do is get us to tap into our creativity, start creating our own things, our own systems, and labeling them and marketing them. That's what we should be doing right now. With all we've been through, we know a lot. We just let that oppression, depression, and suppression keep us where we are. So, throughout the rest of my life, I'm going to be trying to motivate, stimulate, and I won't say that last one, but stipulate where we go from here. I'll put it like that. Hey, Phantom. So, throughout my 45-year business career, I saw a lot of things, on the road, promoting concerts, traveling to this city and that city, and, talking to artists. Me and Frankie Beverly used to have some good conversations. Me and Bobby Womack used to sit on his tour bus. He was a poet, okay? Hey, Diane, how you doing? And, hey, Diane, I still see you walking through the hall going from that office when you were working in the office at school. They say the last time you've seen a person, that's how you remember them. That wasn't the last time, but that's just what I remember. Anyway, because she was very attractive, and I'm quite sure she still is. I haven't really looked at her picture, but that's Diane Stroge. Yeah. Anyway, and I was an underclassman, so you gotta at least look. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? So as I was saying, in talking to people and communicating with them, not talking at them or, conversating, but in communicating with people. You hear a lot from their experiential knowledge. And Bobby Womack was a heck of a writer, a poet, a singer, and I never promoted him. Just when we were in the same city, he might be leaving the next day. He said, hey, little promoter. That's what he used to call me. I was small, and I was not well financed. But I pulled off some very, very good shows, and I helped a lot of artists who were stuck. They had a show canceled, and they call them expense dates. And they had a show canceled, so they either had to go back home, spend money, or find somebody to stay on the road for that show and cover their expenses. Well, the expenses were kind of low, so I would always, look for those shows in the booking agency. And my agent was Rich Saltis, who hooked me up with this ABC booking in New York. I think the daughter runs it now, Mr. Cohen. And I used to talk. He said, you think you can do this? I'm like, man, it's a piece of cake. Because the key in an expense show is that generally it's 7, 8, 9 days away. And most promoters aren't prepared for that. And me being good at math and my mom being a bookkeeper, I just set up a formula. I'd say, how many days is it? They say 8. I said, okay, I got 7 days before showtime. All right, this is the formula we use. This is the work we need to do. I get my crew the information, and we get to the city and get to work. Every time we did that, we sold the shows out. So that was my mark in the entertainment industry. And, I ended up getting blackballed because the big promoters thought that, somebody would see me and say, well, if he can do this in 7 days, imagine what he can do in 30. And I just have to say this, being black, it didn't make a difference. So we just continued to do what we did until we did other things. So now I'm training some young people to do concerts pay-per-view. And we're going to be entering another entertainment arena. So there's some room to make money as soon as I cut these deals. But back to the categories of income. Because that concert promotion, it ain't paycheck. It's actually passive income. It could be between passive and residual, depending on how many shows you set up. But anyway, some people look at it as work. I don't. I set the show up overnight. I set the promotion up the next day. We ready to go. And that's just how it works for me. I'm not that good in other things, but in business, I won't even say it. But in this country, I won't even say that. Now, categories of income. We are all familiar with, hey Sandra, we're starting to talk about the categories of income, and some of them people didn't know about it, so I decided to put this show together. We had scheduled something else, but we're going to talk about the categories of income because we're about the needs of the people. And this was a need that was shouting out when I saw that people only basically knew about check income, earned income, is what they call it now. And income, where you put your time in every day, is called earned income or check income. Now, from there, today, you have what is called, they're calling it portfolio income. Now, seriously, How many people really have portfolio income? Even amongst the what used to be the larger society. Because everybody don't make money on stocks. But in your portfolio, you got stocks, bonds. Now I think they want real estate holdings in there, which I don't think should be in there, because that is actually, it could be classified as residual income, depending on how many units you have and how stable your buildings are, or it could be residual income. But there are small definitions in there that, block you from overriding one into another. So you have portfolio income, and that would come, it would come as the stocks were traded and you sold, or if you had a stock that did that well every quarter, you'd have quarterly income. And I still see that, depending on the movement and the length of time, residual income. Residual income, since I keep bringing it up, that's the one I like, because that's the one where you can do one thing, you can create one product and get money from it monthly. Now, when you get into the larger Fortune 500 companies, the money, it increases, but somebody else is handling that business for you. I tend not to like that. I'd rather do it myself and keep the numbers low. I'm not a greedy person. I'm not selfish, nor am I greedy. And when you see these stars get into money problems and negotiation problems and lawsuits over income, whenever you got a lot of money and you got people, thieves show up. Believe you me, there is honor amongst thieves. Hey, Ray. So on the residual income, that's where you might come up with an idea, create a product, or take that concept and put it on the market for a specified fee. Well, it takes a hold, it becomes profitable, and you get that money monthly. This whole system runs on 31 days. And also this system runs on a triangle of business categories. Those were the entities that you saw Barack Obama sign over that $1 trillion package and save. Yep. The banking industry, the insurance industry, and the real estate industry. That is what keeps capitalism going. Hey, Edward, those three industries are the pillars of capitalism. And if I ever get a group of people together, we can get our hands in that. Change some names, Like, let me just throw this out there and see who catches on. Insurance can also be assurance. I'm going to say it again. Insurance can also be assurance. Okay? Look it up. There are a lot of things that we as a people have missed in capitalism because we simply haven't been paying attention. And I would think that a lot of people that have been and done what I have done on a small scale, on a larger scale, they get greedy. So they don't tell people things and they keep it to themselves and take it to the grave. I'm an old soul, so I don't need that much. Things don't matter to me. Because once you get them, what is it? After you get that Mercedes and that nice house, what is it? Pretty soon you want a bigger one and you want a Maybach. I just haven't been into that. So that's the residual income. So we got check, portfolio, the residual. We gotta look this other one up because they done threw the flim flam on us. Because it used to be 5. And somebody done moved my. Okay. I'm looking for messaging on my other phone that I don't use that much. Oh, there it is. Sitting right there in front of your face. Hey, buddy, if it would have been a snake, it would have bit you. Okay. This says picture. Oh, now I gotta go through all of that. All right, it's pulling it up. What is this? It's giving me a whole new picture. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Hey, Dale, I'm trying to find this other one that's not in my mind. Oh, it pulled up something else. I don't know where that came from. It was a text I sent today. Is that today? Oh, wait a minute. No, that's way back. Okay. Anyway, let me move on. Oh, there it is. Haha. Save me. I like that. So, the 3 types of incomes. Earned can be earned quickly. I don't know about that. I've seen some people put in an application and wait months. But, here again, it's the pink people talking. They always like to make it sound quick and easy. And it's not, believe you me. They say that a benefit requires you to trade time for money, has high tax rate. So that wouldn't be a benefit to me. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Anyway, the next category that they say is capital gains. Can be earned without active work, has favorable tax rates. That was the benefit. Okay, drawback takes longer to earn, requires initial investment to generate. Yeah, that's them talking. If I could put up 500 in December and every month get 100, 200, 400, 300, 600, 700, add it up. It's way more than that 500 in 12 months. I guarantee that. I take that 100, pay a bill. I take that next larger amount in that first quarter, if it's 300, I take that and flip that over. Man, there's so many things you can do with money, moving it around. It's pitiful. But they don't teach it. They don't teach it because they don't want particularly low-income people to know, because now you become a high-income person. They don't want competition. Well, sorry to tell you, but competition ain't nothing, y'all. It's already here. Even this late in the game, because they're still trying to figure out how to do what they're trying to do, and it's not working out. So we got time. So the third type of income, this is 2020, last few years, what I was talking about earlier, they have that on the list. Passive can be earned without active work. Can be earned without active work. Has favorable tax rates. Takes longer to earn, requires upfront time investment. I don't see that as a disadvantage. I think the best investment that an individual person could make, or a group, is in themselves, an idea that they have, or a concept that they have, and they just have to learn how to take it to the marketplace. That's what's not taught. And when I was doing concerts, I quickly saw that. So I set up a vehicle that I owned, outside of my investors. I owned an advertising agency for 34 years. And when I stopped doing concerts, I just turned it into a full service agency. I had an office. I had people that did outside work. We outsourced it. My secretary took the calls in for work, put the calls out to get the work done. They brought it in. Payment was received. Everybody was happy. I would like to see our young people do that through social media. This internet brings a new level of communication, but very few people know how to benefit from it. Because people lie, and I just listen to them, oh man, I made $20,000 last month. Okay, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Why are you telling me? I don't need to know that unless you're looking at partnering with me and doing something to benefit people in the neighborhood, if you're talking about opening up a bakery, I'm into retail service, creation of ideas. Because once you get that idea created, it could be a shirt. You never know where that shirt can go. One thing that I've learned is the problem with us, parents in particular. And I'm going to give you the example. I was meeting with a lady. She thought I asked her to do something. I told her I just wanted to sit and talk to see what she offered, because I never really told everybody or anybody what I did. So I really didn't need to purchase anything from anybody, particularly if you were working for somebody else. That would be against my grain. I'm trying to build quality companies that service our people in the neighborhoods, And maybe now you might want to move a little far out of the neighborhood. But see, that goes back to teaching and training. There's so many problems where we live in mass because we were nothing's going to be 100%, number one. We were habituated into some very bad habits and behavior taught. And we were deprived of certain things. So when you look at it from that viewpoint, why wouldn't a person that was poor, taught improperly, miseducated, deprived, and habituated into living wrongly, why wouldn't they act out when they see the cash sitting in the car with the window down? Why wouldn't they take it? Think about it. So, I don't wait on America to make amends. See, I ran into Dr. Richard Williams, who I talked about yesterday, who wrote, "They stole it, but you must return it." So I understand the work that I have to do to rise above the distractions and the obstacles that they put in my way. Hey James, how you doing? I know how to rise above the distractions and the obstacles that they put in your way when you do have something that you've created and want to take it to the marketplace. Because generally, off top, starting out in the beginning, you can't walk in their stores and they gonna take your product and sell it for you. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it's never happened. I'm saying the odds are great that it won't. If you just look at how they have advanced capitalism, and now they're learning that big is not always better. They went through a rash of closing stores last year. Just bad ideas that just flamed out. That's all it was. Because America is a nation of consumers. So you look at the levels or categories of income. You have workers, you have investors that make sure that the product, the building, the phones, the electricity, the transportation, everything is there for people to do their work so that the product can be sold to consumers. And now you have payroll. It's a cycle. So you have that check income, earned income, and you have the capital gains income, and then you have the passive income. But it all moves around investment to make these things happen. I call it funding. We need to fund our own businesses and then support them and then grow them and move them into other areas where that service, product, item, concept may be needed. We could start our own chess league, the National Black Chess League. Easy to fund because you got prize money per match. You only have certain teams in certain cities. They got expenses, they got to travel, they got to move around. There are a lot of things that we can do to produce income for people. I won't get into why we haven't. I'll get into how we can. People have very good ideas around this country. There is a check and balance system on funding that idea and making it work. Math does not lie. And we have a company that we've been playing with called CNA Funding, and we're going to be presenting it sometime between now and the end of the year. It's the first project that I wanted to fund. We've been running into a couple personal issues, and I'm trying to work the individual through that. And then they have a foundation, the family does. So we're trying to pull everything together and tighten it up before we put up a prospectus or a overview of the product, the money needed to manufacture the product, and the money needed to market the product so it can be sold, and then how those that put up money can be repaid. We're only talking about $100 a person. Seriously. See, what I learned was if you increase the number of funders, you can decrease the amount of money so that nobody takes a big hit. I learned that from this principle. It goes like this. No one person should be as strong as a total community. So in a community of people, a collective body of people, or in a neighborhood, if there is a $10,000 project that needs to be done, we shouldn't look for someone else to do it for us. I think that was an error that was made a long time ago. Because if we put together the LLC and we put up the money, now it's ours. You go back to community. You go back to unity. As long as you live somewhere and you're looking outside of yourself and other selves to fund something that you need, you make yourself a beggar. And that's what we've done. And that's why other people are in our neighborhoods making tons of money off of us, and we have no jobs. The ones that do work, they have jobs. But that building is sitting down the street from me. We should own it. We should operate what's in it. And we should benefit from the income that it produces. Every other ethnic group does. Those of you who are on here from Detroit, go out in Dearborn. The Arabs got that tight. Where I am, East Las Vegas, Hispanics got this tight. You go up in any restaurant, Hispanics working. Hispanic manager, Hispanic owner. We need to do the same thing in neighborhoods, cities, states, and regions that we live in. And those of us that are in our 60s, that are retiring, really, what is $100 a month to put into a project that you will be overseeing with other business-minded people in your area? Because the elders have to become active again. We've let too much slide. Now, when I started in business in 1975, there was more categories than what I read to you to produce income. Now, I'm going to tell you what I heard somebody say downtown Fremont here in Vegas the other day. I heard a group of youngsters talking, and they are females and males up to middle age, 35, maybe 40. They done cut off our hustle. And I was just listening. They have a thing, they say, they chasing the bag. And I haven't done the promotion yet, but in my program, I have a workshop, and it goes with the lessons. Learn how to create the bag. Don't chase it. And we have that creativity. It's just been laying dormant. We've been doing other things. We just have not wanted to go out and take the responsibility to own our own. And we're paying the price for it now. If we aren't paying the price, our children are, or our grandchildren are. And one of the things that I would like to see happen is set up through our program these funding groups that control the resources, they control the funding, and they assist the business person in establishing it. And we can oversee some projects out here and give technical assistance and consultation to make things move a little faster. And also we can provide advertising, marketing, and promotion. which actually runs the viability, makes a business viable, make it known, gets the word out there. You know, you have a lot of black companies on the local level. They don't even have a logo. They don't have a t-shirts. They don't have jackets, caps, none of that. And they're making money. And they're not putting anything back in the community. That is not the purpose of business. And generally, they won't grow. They'll just have that one location. North, south, east, and west. Any small business that has a good service, I call it first class, first class quality customer service, and a good product, you can set up 4 in a city. You got a city where you got 500,000 blacks, you can set up 4 locations. That provides jobs. That provides income for people. And that's where we need to be. And the civil rights babies, if it's our last hurrah, it'll be an important economic injection into our people, into our neighborhoods to develop communities, and it can just be passed on from there. I know it's been tried before, it's been done before, and the outcome was bad. Well, I have a message for the pink people that don't want to be human. And I won't say it now, I'll wait till we get some projects going. But they should step very careful near and around anything that we do. Just a warning. Because time out for all that foolishness. It's time out thinking that you're better than other people because of the color of your skin and the lies that you have told. It's time out for that. We're going into a whole nother era, and those that won't work together, I think the universe has a plan for them. We'll see. Just giving you my humble opinion. So, you know, those are the areas of income. I used to know them. Wow. It was earned income. It was passive income, residual income, and you had interest income. There's a couple more. I couldn't find them, and I have them written down somewhere. I'm gonna look them up because I do a lesson on 5, but I don't. It's not in our introductory course. You know, right now we're doing our introductory course. So, you know, those of you who haven't logged on, go to www.ksyet.org. It's just a general information page. It's for our early learning parents, children, future entrepreneurs, elementary, kid shop, middle school, and YET high school program, where once we get under COVID, they can register there and receive the developmental training, the instructional services, courses that we offer in startup, ownership, operation, management, advertising, marketing, and promotion of your business. Anything else that they need to do or know is up under those categories. Like startup, you know, there is lesson A, I think 3 pages, course study A and course study B. startup and ownership. And I think they're working on the page where we market these products, t-shirts with slogans on them. It is something I'll be discussing because this is a lot of things that I learned not working. You know, I had to make that initial sacrifice for 1-2 months with no income to build a business. Generally, it takes anywhere from 7 to 9 months to build it. And, you know, sometimes you got to live off cash flow. You got to balance cash flow against expenses of the business. And, you know, married at the time, and my wife worked. And, you know, things get tough in those months, but you clear those months and you're good to go. And, you know, it got easier for me. You know, when I became single again, it was easier for me. But I learned through my marriages in Highland Park and upstate New York and Birmingham. And so once I got to Vegas, it was very easy for me. And, you know, my daughter, she always tells me, Daddy, you should have brought me with you. And she's on her way now because she's grown. But this is not a city to raise a young lady. It simply is not. Okay? And, yes, there are families out here. And, you know, they make it however they make it. I wouldn't do it. Just an observation of mine. So that's going to be it today. If you have any questions about anything that we have going on now, planning for the future, because right now we had to reorganize. We had everything set. Social media marketing, advertising, location, up to 200 people for workshops, 30 people for class, and then one-on-one rooms. So, I'm going to pick that back up when COVID diminishes to some kind of normalization. And we'll have that location available locally. And then we're going to be looking for areas that want to purchase the program. Let's say a grassroots group wants to purchase our high school program. Well, it's only $5,000. And I can probably fit up to between 30 and 50 students for that. And what you get out of it is amazing. In the original program, I have a lot of success stories from 95, 96 in Birmingham, Alabama. So we're going to be running those videos, and a couple people, young people want to do commercials. Well, they're not young now. They're in their mid-30s, approaching 40. But they're going to help Mr. O.C. I had to get on the phone and call them. Nobody volunteers anymore. You got to beat the bushes. Hey, I'm doing the same program, but it's expanded. Yeah, I seen it, Mr. O.C. We got, only this part. I said, well, you made it. All that part. More is needed now. Would you come do a commercial for me and talk about Kid Shop when you were in it, Kid Shop now? Oh yeah, I'll do that. Sometimes you just need to ask. So that's going to be it today, folks. I got to get out of here. I haven't eaten all day. We're going to keep the economic thing going and get some more explanations out there. And then I have a promotion coming out for my Facebook pages. And we have a lot of business pages. And as we get the businesses ready to operate, of course we're going to be promoting them. This is my legacy that I'm leaving to everybody's grandchildren and including mine. My grandson has a product coming out in the next few weeks. He's been watching and listening to his granddaddy. So we're going to see how that goes, and other children also. I would just like to get the children and the parents together and communicate with them, because the parents think that they got everything under control. And some of them might, but the majority of them don't. And if you look at our childpreneurs around the country, as soon as the pink people get them, they got them doing something else by the time they're grown. This creativity of entrepreneurship is a fire that burns throughout the child's life. I started when I was 18. Never stopped. Had intermissions when the economy was bad. Sometimes you got to regroup, get more money. But I can count the jobs that I've had for more than 3 months. And I'm fine. Want everybody to be well, be safe, stay strong. We have to unlearn some bad habits, and we have to get out of our deprivation. It has harmed us tremendously. Peace, light, and love to everybody. And remember that you might be lonely, but you're never alone. Stay strong. This is O.C. Howard Burton II, signing off and letting you know that I did approve this message. Take care. And if you want to reach out to me between the hours of 10 and 7 on the weekend, starting on Friday, 702-504-7416. Much love to you.